and sports talk. We're gonna have some great conversation.
All right. Now you
Good morning. Welcome to Sports Talk with Coleman and Taylor. I am your host, Big Papa Pump. This is Small Fry. And we're going to get into a great topics.
Word up.
Yes, we about to get some wonderful topics, you know. My man here is a Carolina Panther fan. By the way, I love you, Cam. Love you. Don't love your suits, but love you.
He's mad you're not tall enough. That's all.
I'm mad because he keep impregnating all the strippers. Somebody has to work. Come on now, Cam. Come on.
All right.
But they just signed Eric Reid.
Eric Reid.
What you think about that?
Oh, I'm loving it, man. You know, he's one of the top tier.
He is.
Top tier safeties. And I was hoping we'd get him for the longest. He's been out there, so we'll see what happens. I'm very excited because now, you know, we're working with something down that backfield, you know, because the defensive line, we always gonna have some.
Keep those linebackers.
Yeah, we gonna keep the linebackers and linemen on point. We always, but now we getting there with that, you know, the back line, which is very, very awesome. You know, like I said, he was at the top of his game before he got is it excommunicated, blacklisted?
I don't know.
Blackballed from the league. So hopefully, with all that little time he had resting off the field, he's been working out, keeping himself in shape.
Of course.
You know, and once he gets that football rust off of him, oh yeah, we gonna be doing something. We making some things happen. You know, and see a big Super Bowl ring. You know, with Cam being the MVP. You know, Colin Kaepernick. You know, doing the, you know, his afro crying and stuff. You know, saying, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, go ahead, I mean, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? I'm just
like, hey, you know,
he's
that
right
could
now.
be me. I thank Eric for joining the team. He was a big contribution. You know, you gonna say what's up to Colin Kaepernick, you know, and we're gonna go Disney World with you, Colin, you know, type deal. So, but I mean, yeah, I think it's an excellent acquisition. You know, like I said, it's about time. You know, such a talented gentleman he is. You know, to be sitting there and just wasting away because of a stand and a choice that he chose to take.
And you know that's the most important thing. A lot of people like, you know, look. So it wasn't that, you know, the league ain't against nobody. Look, Eric Reid got a job. Well, let me explain something to y'all once again. Who is Eric Reid signed to sneaker wise? Nike.
Signed to Nike?
So who just came out with their campaign?
Nike, of course.
Exactly. So let me explain something to y'all. Guess who's bigger than the NFL? Nike. At the end of the day, Nike is bigger than the NFL.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
You positive?
I will tell you like this. If Reebok start making those jerseys, you wouldn't wear them. But Nike making them, they look fantastic. I'm telling you, Nike is bigger than the NFL. This is
even if somebody go burn their Nikes and their Nike jerseys, you know
what Nike says? You burnt them. We're sorry that you burnt them.
You know what I would say was Nike? Thank you.
Because you bought them.
You bought them. Hey, look, I appreciate it. Now once you get out of your temper tantrum, go buy some more. You know, you burn your running shoes, what you gonna run on now?
What you gonna do? So, I was
appreciate that though.
The Eric Reid sign is huge because it says, number one, and we talked about this before the show, it proves what I said in the beginning and what, you know, has been said is the fact that it was collusion.
Yeah. I agree.
Because he shouldn't have been sitting this long. If you are a team, and you know, this is why I tell people, if I want to win, I want to win. It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
And the prime example I always use is, remember, Richie Incognito, who was a bully, a racist, and everything else under the sun, kept getting a job. Yeah. Literally, he kept getting a job. These are facts.
Yes.
And guess what? Now he got a job on a network. So, you forgive that. Let's not talk about, you know, a receiver that loves saying the N-word at some country music festivals ends up getting a bigger deal. And the list goes on and on. Like a linebacker who likes killing people in Atlanta during Super Bowls. If you want to win, you make it work.
Okay.
So if your team is like, you know, I'm not going to sign this person because they kneel, they don't want to win. Because at the end of the day, kneeling didn't kill nobody. Kneeling didn't call nobody a racist.
Okay.
Kneeling didn't do none of that.
So, okay, my take is, let's take it back to what started this in the beginning. Remember, he was kneeling for the longest
Well, he was sitting.
I'm sorry.
He was
sitting. He wasn't participating in the national anthem for longest until somebody made note of it that he was sitting in the national anthem.
In the media.
Exactly, in the media. Now, saying with that, because we're going to take it another direction, with you being a service member of our fine military, how did you feel, and just trying to go too far into it to get off, like how did you feel his stance was being a member of the military, his take on why he was doing why he did what he had done while he was in the league?
Well, I always tell people this. If I say I'm fighting for your freedom, I'm fighting for your choice of your freedom.
Okay.
And I think that's what people have to understand. Me saying, oh, it upsets me, is limiting your freedom.
Yeah.
If this is what you feel is an injustice, it's an injustice. Now, not to get too deep, like you said, it's funny how when a person in this country that doesn't look like majority of the people says of injustice, we always want to use that as fire to say, no, you're wrong. But yet we have military campaigns in other countries saying the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So how can you go to someone else's house, clean it up, if you can't handle the injustices that have been in this country? Okay. So when he did what he did, it didn't bother me because, number one, it's your freedom of expression. The Klan can march all up and down the streets, and they do. Matter of fact, they have adopted a couple of highways. Congratulations, I am proud of you. But at the end of the day, they have the freedom to do that. He has the freedom to do what he does. Now, as far as the flag, this is where I have an issue with, especially with some service members. You mad and upset because he didn't stand for the flag, but you're not mad and upset for the ones that couldn't pass the PT test and got kicked out. You're not mad at the ones that at the football games going to get their lunch and everything, talking on their cell phones during the national anthem. You're not raising those concerns, but a man who kneels, you mad at him, but he gave you a reason. The person on the phone didn't give you a reason.
Yeah.
The people that get kicked out for just
not being up to standard.
Exactly, doing drugs and everything else, you're not mad at those.
Okay. So,
pick and choose your battles.
You can choose your battles. And I think that's the overall issue. And I think it's always going to be, okay, let's back up off that. Now, they're saying there are rumors that are teams interested in him. Now, do you feel that it is just one of the things that it's just how they say fake news? It's just where thing is, oh, they'll put it out there, but they're not going to say what teams were actually interested in him now as opposed to back then.
No, I think it's actually you're going to start seeing fire under this, and the reason why is because Nike won. So now you, as far as the league, you lost. You lost that case. Now the problem is, and this is what was broken down, and I really thought about this. It's not a case in a legal court. It's a case with the arbitrators with the NFL. The NFL is going to win that because you're paying those people. That's the fact. But public opinion and the overall case of it, he won. So when you look at that and you're the NFL now, you're looking at these teams who are struggling. Once again, like I tell people, you may not like what Colin Kaepernick did, but you got to understand, before he was let go, and matter of fact, I'll tell you, it wasn't that he was let go. Before he became a free agent, he was a top 15 quarterback, which means he was better than, I would say, at least 65% of the starting quarterbacks. And if we want to be realists, he was better than all the backup quarterbacks. People say, oh, he can't be a backup quarterback. He started in this league as a third-string quarterback, then he became a backup, then he got the starting job. So you're telling me that man doesn't want to?
But what quarterback hasn't been through that?
Not all of them.
I mean, what quarterback from his background has not came up that way?
That's true. You know? And the other thing that I add to this is when people say, oh, well, when we meet with him and we sit down with him, he don't sound like a backup quarterback. He sounds like a starter in the league. Who in their right mind has ever said, I don't want the best player to be sitting behind who I consider the best player? So what is wrong with that? Why do you think the backup point guard on the Celtics, Terry Rozier, is saying, no, I'm just a backup? No, he is waiting for Kyrie to get hurt. He is praying to God Kyrie get hurt because he had a fantastic year.
Yeah.
Colin Kaepernick, I'm not saying I'm
no, Kyrie's gonna get hurt though.
He's gonna get hurt. I already know.
Kyrie's gonna get hurt. Just want to give you
I'm not gonna say that they're praying like that, but this is what. So if Colin Kaepernick is sitting behind anybody that's starting, and you lose a game or two, you're more fearful of the guy he is than he is of you keeping your job. That's what is supposed to happen. What backup quarterback does not think they could be a starter in this league? If they don't think they could be a starter in this league, why are they in this league?
I don't know. Okay, that's enough of that one. So since you throwing stuff like this, NBA is coming up. Training camp has started up. You know, the big talk is, of course, LeBron and the Lakers now. Now, some people feel that he has too many ball handlers on the team. That he needs
some shooters.
Some shooters. You know. But it's been reported that, you know, they got him in there doing, you know, shooting drills.
Right.
You know, I think I watched a couple of the press conferences, and they're watching, you know, they're working on their main objective for the coach was defense, which is definitely a big deal in the West, you know. Now, with that being said, with LeBron, you know, being in the Lakers, your boy Kyrie is back on the mend. You know, taking pictures, looking happy. You know,
I like the fro, by the way, Kyrie.
You know, he was made part of a tribe.
Yes, that was amazing. And I'm
was also, the one in Lumberton, the Lumbies?
No, it wasn't. Lumbies? They're not real. Don't scout me.
Your people, man. So I mean, hey, but yeah. So do you feel like the season now that Kyrie's up the par? Hayward, he's on point. He's on. He's ready to go.
I think he's expendable. But
you think expendable? Mm-hmm. You think Kyrie's expendable too?
No.
Okay, but yeah, who do you think is going to be the team, say, in the East?
In the East right now, you have to say Boston. You have to. And the reason why is because, look, I always tell people like this. I went to the conference finals with Isaiah Thomas 2 years ago. Okay. I went to the conference finals without Kyrie Irving and without Gordon Hayward. I'm returning everybody. Okay. And I'm bringing back Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward.
But you got to remember, they still got to work on their chemistry, though. That whole thing.
That's why one of them is expendable. And I think Gordon, if I'm a team right now, and this is no knock against Gordon Hayward, and I like Gordon Hayward, and I think he's good for what he does. But if you right now a team and you're looking at Boston, I would make that trade for Gordon Hayward, because right now you can't. Gordon Hayward would not function well knowing that Tatum and Brown has elevated, because that's going to be a logjam. Because Tatum, because Tatum already, look at it like this. Boston,
why wouldn't I just trade? Because
Tatum's the future. Jaylen Brown's the future. They're younger.
You keep either one of them, though.
You keep both of them.
You keep both of them.
You keep both of them.
So trade both Kyrie and Gordon Hayward.
No, you can't trade Kyrie.
I mean, I would trade Kyrie.
You see, that's because you have that personal vendetta.
Yeah,
but
I trade Kyrie.
But if I'm Philly, I wouldn't. I know for a fact that Boston wouldn't make the trade because that's the same
that's what they
But if I'm Philly,
you try to go after him?
Who can shoot on Philly besides JJ Redick? Covington's decent, but if you had Gordon Hayward,
that would be.
If I'm Philly, I'm looking at that. If I'm Toronto right now, I know Kyle Lowry is not happy. I know he really don't want to be there. Who would you bring on? I would make the trade for Gordon Hayward. Why? Because you could put Gordon Hayward at the 2. Yes, he's slower, but you got the best defensive player right now.
Of course.
And Kawhi Leonard. Outside of those 3 teams right now, there's no other team.
No other team?
No other team.
You sure? No Washington? No?
Washington ran their course.
And so
small backcourts can't win. And we're seeing that. John Wall is good. Bradley Beal is good, but just like in Portland, small backcourts are having issues because guess what? Bigger backcourts can do. They could beat you down. I'm gonna shift gears because you brought up the Lakers, and I thought about this.
We didn't get to Lakers yet.
Okay.
Lakers. You jumping ahead.
Because I already thought about.
Okay, so we'll do that. We'll do that. Okay. So you're saying it's either Boston, possibly Philly, and Toronto.
I like Philly. But the problem with Philly is when the game is on the line, Ben Simmons can't shoot.
Okay. What about
Embiid is decent. JJ Redick has proven himself. Despite what people may think about JJ Redick, he has proven himself, and he has literally averaged at least 19 points for them, and them re-signing him was smart. Okay. But if you don't make that pull for another shooter, you going first, second round.
Gotcha. So we'll go ahead and transition to the West. All right, man. Give it up. Who you looking at in the West?
Honestly, and a lot of people, we know the Warriors. Unless something happens And I'm telling you, it is starting to happen. Mark my words. Kevin Durant is self-imploding that team. He is literally doing it. And if you're not paying attention, it's going to happen in front of your eyes and you're not going to see it. He has literally laid down the groundwork for him to say that I really don't want to be here. Because when you say, why haven't I won Defensive Player of the Year? Because 2 other people on your team are better at defense. But why do you want that? Why you want to take that away from them? So your selfishness.
Because he just actually started playing defense. He got
exactly. So your selfishness.
That's what they're doing. He's playing more defense. You know, but
so this makes you think about the Russell Westbrook situation in him, and it's some that was always said. You know, everybody looked at it as Russ had a problem. It's actually Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant he actually has, and this is going to sound crazy. He has self-esteem issues. He literally has an issue. You know what?
Now you thought about that? You look at it, because how you going to go there and make like 10, 20 different Instagram accounts? You know, you bigging yourself up, or you going after people. You know, you try to downplay it. Oh, that wasn't me. No, that's not.
Because, if you look at the dynamics, because with Russell Westbrook is an alpha.
Oh, yeah.
So he's
a dresses funny, but
he's an alpha. He's an alpha male. He's a leader, and he does what he does. Kevin Durant is actually, and we see this with a lot of tall people. And honestly, I think Dwight Howard suffered from the same thing. They haven't grown into their manhood, and I think that's what you're seeing. Honest to God, there's a different levels of manhood.
Okay.
Just because
that's gonna be the show on.
That's gonna be tongue-tied. Different levels of manhood. Kevin Durant manhood is not there to the point where you expect it to be. That's why everything bothers him. That's why him not winning Defensive Player of the Year bothers him. You got MVPs, you got 2 rings, but not winning something bothers you.
Oh, but hey, you can't win everything. He'll be all right.
So, but unless they implode, but I think it's going to happen. You see down the line, because you're bringing in someone that I like, Boogie Cousins.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be more of a playoff winner for them.
He's just going to get the ring and go anyway. So
the Lakers are the most intriguing team. And a lot of people are downplaying them because, like you started off the show, they got no shooters.
No shooters. You just got LeBron.
Let's think about one of the famous stories in history. The Trojan horse.
Okay.
A bunch of people who really couldn't win the war against a large army, but they came together and came up with this plan. Sometimes to beat a juggernaut, you have to go in an unconventional way and a non-conventional way. And this is it. You can beat them with this team. And people are going to be like, no, they ain't got no shooters. Well, guess what they do have? They got people that could take you off the dribble. Draymond and Clay cannot guard everyone. No. This team is built
and
to
I like it too, because I always thought that Lance and LeBron should always play together because
the intensity.
The intensity, man. And you think about Stevenson being so small. He used to put it on LeBron. He used to put it to LeBron.
Like, let's not forget about the battles that Rajon Rondo had with it, Miami and Boston.
And like I said, Lakers looked at it like, wait a minute, LeBron. You gotta look at it. You gotta go after people that gave you a tough time on that court.
Exactly.
You know,
Beasley is he can score 25 a night. Like
Beasley can come off. He can have a night if he wants. When he wants to. That's the thing about it. It's just he gets in his own head. He beats himself.
And that's why I think this is perfect team. Yeah. This is the perfect team.
And then don't forget McGee. You know
he's matured. Those 2 rings can make him mature. Now he got 2 rings.
And I think he's kind of like he comes along the same line as Rodman. It's like he can rebound his ass off. He can move the floor. He can score double figures if he really wanted to.
Of course, because he's like a poor man's Anthony Davis. I
don't know if he ever he's like the garbage man. He can do and the people understand what a garbage man game is. Like you don't have a unified game. It's one of them games where you in one game you can come in, you can rebound.
Yep.
And then one day you might come back and you just be a scorer. One time you just do an assist or something. One games you doing all 3 or 2 of the 3. You having but it's not that you have a bad game. It's just you don't have a real condensed game, a game that comes together. It's just your game comes in pieces at random times. So it's not that it's a bad thing. It can be a disadvantage, but majority of the time it's a good advantage because it works out for the better. You know, because a lot of times they're not expecting you to come off and score double figures, but you may turn around and score double figures at a needed time, or a rebound. And I guess you specialize one thing real good, but other things you do pretty decent and not as good though.
Right,
So,
and that's why I love the way the Lakers are set up, because they don't look like any other team in the West. But if you really pay attention to them, and this is what makes it interesting, and this is why I say LeBron James is probably one of the smartest basketball players to play outside of Magic Johnson. They built this team to resemble the 2004 Detroit Pistons. And if you really think about it, the Detroit Pistons were not I'm going to shoot you out the gym.
No, they're going to grind you down. Oh, yeah.
And this team is a grind team. And when you really pay attention to the way they're built to grind. I mean, everybody worried about the three, but who's the smallest person on this team right now? It's Lance Stevens at 6'5".
Yeah.
So when Steph, who's 6'3", thinks about taking that three, you got 6'5" in front of you.
Yeah.
You got 6'8" in front of you.
Yeah.
6'10". So they got the
Lance can
height.
defend, and Lance can handle the ball. That's what they like about his game.
And everybody can have. So now you got to worry about who can penetrate. And once again, as much as we like to say Golden State is a juggernaut, they lack defense as far as one-on-one. So Klay's good, Draymond's good, but Steph is not.
Nah, Steph is, and that's the weakest link. And that's their supposedly best player on the team.
And that's what they're going to keep attacking.
That's the one thing I don't understand about the Warriors. Like, their best player on the team
is actually the weakest
link. Mm-hmm. You know, the weakest link. You know,
and your ankles on Genie.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So wait a minute. I think another team should keep your eye out on is the Nuggets. You don't think so? They give people a lot of problems. A lot of problems.
They did sign Isaiah Thomas.
They signed Isaiah Thomas.
And they did draft well, because I think old boy that they did draft, even though I don't think Michael Porter Jr., I don't think he's going to play this year.
No, I don't think it is.
But that was a good draft. They still got Kenneth Reed. I mean, you're right. They're another team that resembles, hey, this is the route we're going. The problem is Utah. Utah's interesting to me because Donovan Mitchell is amazing.
Of course, they drafted your boy, the detention champ.
But you know what? You know why they drafted him? Actually, Donovan Mitchell said that. He said, anybody in college, the person that I had more difficulties with was Grayson Allen. Yeah. And I think that backcourt, which is he's not going to start. No, I'm not delusional. He's not going to start. But
he'll be starting. But go ahead.
That second unit, and if you keep Mitchell on the floor, you got a formidable defensive unit right
and
there.
I think they need somebody to kind of, you say, a rebel rouser.
Yeah, of course.
You know, on the team. Somebody's gonna, he's gonna get out there. I mean, even though I'm not the big Grayson Allen fan, but he does, like you said, when he gets into the game, and he's a very emotional player.
Yeah, he is.
He's a big crybaby and everything. So it's not gonna get twisted. So
I know that far. I mean, but if you get past
he's a little soft. But I don't
know, man.
He
takes people to the ground.
This is not WWF. Okay? Let's get this clear. Like I said, he might come out and take chair shots, thinking that, let's. I'm just
saying, man.
I mean, Grayson, like I said, he's a good, I mean, he has a little game on him. He has a game on him, but like I said, he gets very emotionally invested in games, and I think they needed that.
Oh yeah.
They really needed that for the for Utah. Now, the interesting thing is the West. There's this other team that's having issues and problems, which I thought had it together, the Timberwolves. Now they're talking about Jimmy Butler demanded a trade, and they're saying the coach Thibodeau, he's kind of hesitant about it.
Of course, that's his man.
Of course, it's his man. Now, generally, the man said he don't want to be on the team.
But I think more importantly is why he said, and this is something like I tell people, when Andrew Wiggins came out, he came out with a guy called Parker. And I'm a bit, of course, Duke and Parker. I think, and I always said Parker was a better pro prospect. Okay. Even though he got hurt. And just a side note, by the way, when Parker came back from his injuries for the second half of the season, he was averaging 18 points a night. So on limited play. So he's efficient at scoring. So I'm gonna go back to Wiggins.
Okay.
Everybody knows Wiggins has talent.
Yeah.
But he has no motor.
No.
He had, and if you look at him, if you really look at him on the court, he has no anything to show you that he's invested
you gotta
in the
understand,
game.
though, he's like in the generation this time. They already got the contract, so he really
got the money.
He really got the money, so he really doesn't need the motor. He's got the money, so he really need the motor. It's not, and I think a lot of things. Players nowadays they don't have that love.
Of course not.
Some don't have that love, that hunger to play the game, even though they get paid millions of dollars. You know, that's why Dwayne Wade still plays to this day.
Of course, he don't need the money.
Money, but you know, he loves playing the game. Though he loves being competitive. You know,
he loves joining LeBron again, but he decided not to.
Yeah, he could have joined LeBron again, but he decided to stay in Miami and close his career out in Miami.
LA, like the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, your wife. That would have benefited
but yeah,
you.
and I think that's going to be something to be lacking as the league goes forward. Even as LeBron starts to transition out the league, is that you just going to have these lackluster games, regardless what the team, you know, because it's going to get to the point you have teams that have never been to the finals start going to the finals.
Of course,
you know,
because they got the money to
get the money.
Sign.
Exactly. It's just it's to the point now. I think where you said, for instance, you know, Wiggins just shows up. You know, yeah, he'll give you a decent game, but he's not reaching the ceiling or getting anything close to the ceiling they projected for him.
Who has the second most rings in the NBA?
Is it the Lakers or the
No.
the
As far as
Celtics?
players,
Players?
Robert Horry.
Oh, it's all time. I'm talking about all time.
All time second. Of course, Bill Russell's. No,
let's say Bill Russell.
But
Yeah.
what was he called? Rent a player.
Yeah.
He used to bounce around from team to team. They rent his services, and I think you're gonna see that with all stars. I think you're gonna see that with all stars. Like I see Anthony Davis leaving the Pelicans. Like if they don't trade him, he's walking. Like why would he stay there? Like you cannot tell that man that somebody's gonna come play with him.
Yeah.
Because you have Boogie Cousins. I don't know what happened. I don't know why they let Boogie Cousins walk.
I think the team didn't want him. They tried to put it on Anthony Davis, and I don't think that was the case.
Because they were literally 25 and 27 a night. 15.
Exactly.
Who averaging that? And these are your big men.
Exactly. So, I mean, you really can't. It's a big mess, man. So, this is going to be an interesting season, a very interesting season.
Is it more interesting because of LeBron move? Or are you saying, or would you rather say how is it going to play out? I think trade deadline will be interesting.
I think what it is, it's just because everybody's auditioning. Everybody's auditioning for the next role, as they were saying, for the next scene. You know, they're always everybody. You know, hey, because like I said, this is going to be even bigger free agency. This
Clay.
Yeah, off season coming up.
I see him in LA.
I see him in LA too.
A lot of people
see him in LA. I see him in LA.
His father played there.
Yeah, his daddy. Yeah,
I mean, I see the connection, and I always said with Clay, I think Clay, because when Durant came, Clay said, you know, when they said who's going to give up the shots, Clay said not me.
Yeah.
Clay is like, why me?
You want to splash, brother?
Exactly. You see what I can do, and I always said the war and. I don't like doing this because he's a North Carolina player, but I think Harrison Barnes was a better long-term player for the Warriors.
Of course.
Because I think they never reached 73 again.
Oh.
Even though you added the All-Star and Kevin Durant, you added someone who's, and I think once again.
Because I think even though they supposedly upgraded with Kevin Durant,
they still would have won with Harrison Barnes.
They still would have won Harrison Barnes. He didn't set himself apart. He stayed within the make of the team.
And he could have gave you 20 when you needed him.
Exactly.
So it wasn't like he was. The upgrade I get, but the dynamics of the team it wouldn't have changed.
And I think it hurt the dynamic of the team more than it elevated it.
Because and it's funny you say that. We used to see beautiful pictures of all of them together when Harrison Barnes was there. You don't see that much with Kevin Durant.
Oh.
So when and
you got to remember, even when he was at Oklahoma City, he was always alone. He always did his own thing.
We always blame Russell, which is a team that I'm actually interested in seeing more. So is Oklahoma City now, because I think now they're better.
They could use Hayward too.
They could.
They could use Hayward.
That's what I'm saying right now. It is so. Hey, if I'm any team right now that I think I have a legitimate chance, I'm really looking at that because Boston's not gonna give up Tatum.
No,
they're not gonna give up Brown. Well, I'll say it like this: if they give up Brown, it's gonna be at a draft.
Oh yeah, they're gonna get a lot.
So if I'm a team right now, I'm looking at. Matter of fact, if I'm Portland, that'll be a good fit.
Oh yeah.
You know, even with Jimmy Butler right now, with the things is with Jimmy Butler, you get a two-way player. He plays defense and he worked on his shot, and you know what he's coming. He has that motor.
Exactly.
So this is why I'm saying right now I don't understand why teams are knocking down the door. Now I understand they're saying the asking prices, as they say, though, it's too damn high.
There's a reason. There's a reason.
It's like, oh,
like I said, the coach don't want him to go.
Like he don't want to go because he know Thibodeau. First off, Thibodeau got all his players he wanted, which means he does not have faith in Cat, and he doesn't have faith in Wiggins. So he went out because he brought Lou Aldine. Which, by the way, Lou Aldine's going to have a decent year because he ain't played in like almost a year and a half.
I was about to say, didn't he's not played in almost 2 years,
No,
so it's
but
like
that's not his fault.
2 seasons.
But I see them. I see the Timberwolves because they still got Derrick Rose.
Forgot about you.
Yeah, exactly. So they on second unit is the 2012 Bulls team almost. That with Derrick Rose MVP season.
Oh, he needs Joaquin, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, you know, that's an interesting dynamic. So if you look at Butler right now, you look at Hayward, and if you're like Philly, well, your teams that you know one trade can move you from 4th to 1st. I would
contention for 1st. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because I even look at the Rockets right now, and I think the Rockets
we forgot about the Rockets.
They have a tradable ass. They have tradable assets.
Carmelo Anthony?
No, they're not gonna trade Carmelo. You know what? Honestly, and a lot of people are joking like Carmelo ain't gonna come off the bench. And here's the thing I tell people: if you in OKC and you look at Westbrook and look at Paul George, you see yourself better than them. And Carmelo is better than Paul George. It's hard to rate him against Westbrook because Westbrook brings Westbrook manhood is better than a lot of men. I'm just gonna put it out. His manhood, like Westbrook got a manhood that his manhood just destroyed. So, but Carmelo Anthony was better. So it's kind of like saying, why would I come off the bench? And Houston, it's a different situation because your best friend, or second best, I don't even know. All of them say they're best friends, but it's CP3, which is a great point guard outside of Rondo and outside of Magic. Yeah. So when you see that he's like, hey, look, what if you come off the bench and we guarantee you at least 15 shots? Carmelo happy.
Oh yeah.
Not to mention, coming off the bench is okay, but who's gonna be in the 4th quarter? Carmelo Anthony. Yeah. So his play may have gone down between the 2nd and 3rd quarter, but he's definitely gonna be in the 4th quarter because especially if you in a tight game, you ain't gonna put your best shooter. Yeah. So it works out for him in Houston. I think they're looking to try maybe trade for Jimmy Butler, which would be interesting. That means you're all in. You know what? And that's why I tell people right now you have to be all in. Yeah. So if you see Gordon Hayward, you see any assets, even on some teams that you may look at, like Cleveland, I think Tristan Thompson would be on the trade block. You laughing. You laughing. I mean, Tristan Thompson, Kardashian can do it, man.
You heard what he said on that?
Yeah, we're still good.
Still the best team in the East.
Yeah, I'm like.
Until you knock us off.
Oh, so
that's coming. So y'all believe me, y'all not gonna be the Eastern Finals.
I know one person on that team is gonna give you 20. I know that. I Love is gonna give you 20. He could give you 20.
So you think he's going back to the Love before?
He can't.
You sure he can't go back to the Love he was before?
No.
He left from Minnesota.
Yeah.
Minnesota took Kevin Love.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm.
Why you don't think so?
You want the truth?
Man, they got Henny Smith. I
think he's actually gonna end up scoring at least 20 points a night. Like he's gonna shoot himself. I always say he's a better version of John Starks. I think he's a better version of John Starks.
I like John Starks, but I didn't like John Starks
because John Starks. Patrick Ewing didn't like John Starks. I mean, there was a lot of people that they'd be like, man, John Starks in the game. Okay.
It can go either way.
It could go.
It's the same way with J.R. Smith, man.
I don't know which way it's gonna go, but
yeah, that's wow. I'd be like, man, what are you doing? Like you just look at him like, oh, okay, yeah, he's on tonight. You chill, but then you like, What the hell you doing?
And don't let somebody of Michael Jordan or Reggie Miller say something to him. It's over. He go.
But no, but see, I think we doing that to set him up because I think that was Jordan did the same thing to Kobe, and that's when everything went downhill between him and Shaq. It was all of a sudden like it was like clock. It was like the minute Jordan, yeah, you know, because he did the same thing to Penny Smith.
Of course.
I mean Penny Hardaway. He did the same to Penny Hardaway when he was with the Magic.
Of course, which was one of the best teams to never do anything.
It was crazy. It was like the minute, and like I said, I'm a Jordan fan. You know, Carolina, all that stuff. The minute Jordan, you know, he whispers, and it's that curse. It's like, yeah, you're the best. You be your team.
I just hear Scottie Pippen, famous line ever, 1998. Somebody's on the free throw line called the mailman, and guess what Scottie Pippen says to him? The mail don't deliver on Sundays. And he missed the shot. He missed the shot.
Yeah.
So, but you know what's crazy about that? When you compare that to now, they still ate dinner together. I mean, they still hung out, but these guys, they on the court laughing and stuff. That's one thing you never seen Jordan do. Him and Charles Barkley used to play golf together all the time.
Shoot, him and Patrick used to hang out in New York, man.
But they on the court.
Oh, it's business. Hey, you catching the elbow today? Oh, I'm gonna drop a knee on you. Oh, I'm gonna slug in the back of your head. You know.
And to answer that question, if James Harden, how can I put this? The Rockets would not get rid of James Harden, but this is where they made the issue. They tied their hands with Chris Paul. I understand he was the best point guard, but you gave him too much money for a man that doesn't give you playoff, caliber play. And I'll say it like this, like Gronk in football. Gronk is great, but he don't give you Super Bowl play. He ain't played in Super Bowl. Chris Paul is great, but he don't give you playoff play. I mean, his body, just wears down throughout the season. He gets hurt. So they're not going to never get rid of James Harden. Like, he's a Rocket for life. The problem you're going to have is if this team does not, if the Rockets are built to win now, and if they don't,
you got to figure out who you're going to get rid of first.
You about to blow it up. Yeah, remember, they're the ones that do the analytics. So right now, I think the analytics out the window because analytics show that, honestly, Carmelo Anthony is a bad fit because of his style of play. But the Rockets do slow down a lot on the second unit. But you have too many shooters now because you still got Eric Gordon.
Yeah.
You still got Gerald Green. So you still got people who can score. And this is why I said the difference between the Rockets and the Lakers is you have those people on the Rockets, but do you really have those people that can really, really take over a game? Like LA from LeBron all the way down to the 7 man really got ball handlers that could break down when you any one of them on the court. Right now, from Rondo to Ball to Beasley, I mean, they could all break down your defense.
Everybody get to the rim.
Exactly.
More or less.
The Rockets, Carmelo Anthony can, Chris Paul to a certain extent, but he's going to get beat up. James Harden, of course he can, but at some point, you're already going to double team him. So, that's what you're trying to, your goal is to outshoot. That's what your team is set up to outshoot. Yeah. That's what's going to be your downfall. You can't outshoot a team that has the top 3 to 4 best 3-point shooters. And Golden State, you can't outshoot them, but you can beat them.
You can beat them.
You can beat them down. You can wear them down.
You got to get them to play defense.
Exactly.
And it's not people are saying you got to play. You got to have them on defense all the time.
Yes.
It's like all the time. That's the thing, and people don't pay attention to that. It's like, yeah, they can score, but they don't score at a constant rate. It's like they move the ball. So you got to get them to move the ball to the point where they're taking that quick shot, and you got to, that ball moves quick. Down the court, defense. Yeah.
You miss one shot against LA, they gonna
score. Exactly.
Boom. So before we forget, shout outs to Tiger Woods. Congratulations. It may be a small feat, people may not look at it, but a victory is a victory. You did well. You're
doing horrible on the Ryder Cup.
I know, but hey, sometimes it be like that. But for him to win,
he's got to work on his consistency. Man.
You know what's crazy about it? He wins, and golf is popular again. But that's what you needed.
What you want, but Tiger's what golf needs.
Yeah. So that's I want to give a shout out to that. Oh, and shout out to Kirk Cousins, by the way. Thank you for the great, awesome game you had. I didn't start you in my fantasy league. I apologize for that. I started the Rams defense. Shout out to the Rams defense. Y'all let me down. Y'all gave me 2 points in fantasy. So I'm upset with y'all. But y'all won the game overall. So y'all 4-0. So I can't get mad at that. So y'all
all right. So, all right, we want to thank Mr. Daryl Goodman and Mr. Ray, you know, at 2exposure.com once again, putting us on. Like I said, this is also a lot going on as a live feed as well. So when you ever get time, please check it out. Check us out to expose you. Like we got the nice little scenery in the background. I think this one time we're underneath the bridge. No, we're on the bridge this time. So yeah, we're on the bridge this time. So we have, you know, nice little scenery.
The bridge.
Let's say shout out to our counterpart, our hall monitor, Christy Love. You can check her out on what is it, Christy Love? How's she on Facebook?
The Love Below, she's doing community outreach
today. Yeah, out there at your
So if you see somebody walking around with some baby oil and talking about take your shirt off, it's probably her. She's, you know, don't let her fool you. Hey, she be making it rain too.
Oh Lord. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Christy yourself. I hope you stay dry out there because it's having an awful rainy day in this beautiful town of ours, Charleston. We want to say shout out to our families up in North Carolina dealing with the aftermath of Hurricane Florence, and supposedly it's supposed to be some more flooding with the rain coming through the area. So please hang in there. We like to say what's up to everybody out there in the TV world, you know, and on the internet. So like I said, feel free to share with your friends and counterparts. You know, like I said, we like to bring on new listeners, new followers, you know, as this time goes forward. You know, you'll find me on Facebook as William Coleman. This is what's your call sign on it? He was at Chu Shakur, so now what's it going to be? And then the last show he was Dookie. So
it is Dookie.
So he's staying consistent today. He's Dookie today. So he's Dookie. So you know,
Sarah J.
And you know, and we can say we got some other things coming up for you in the future. Yeah, please excuse him. You know, he's got a Tourette's. So
Gabrielle Union.
Keep going. So, but yeah, like I said, we thank you for checking us out once again. Anything else? I want to say something, so don't take too long.
I'm not.
All right.
Thank y'all. We do appreciate everything y'all done. Thank you for sticking with us. And hey, great things are to come. And remember, November, vote. It is important.
Okay. Yeah. Also, like I said, please get out there and vote. Thing about sports, like I always bring people together, rather race, background, economics. You know, it brings people together. I hope it continues to do that. We ask people, you know, when you know, encourage your kids to play sports, encourage good teamwork, good work ethic. You know, not necessarily, in the future playing in the NFL or the NBA or NHL. It's order to encourage, you know, like I said, being responsible, taking care of yourself, taking care of your body. As a social aspect, getting to know other people. You know, getting to know a sport, learning to cooperate, teamwork.
Yes.
So, like I said, please keep that in mind. You know, and also remember safety is most of all is important. So, you know, do what they're comfortable with, but also keep in mind it's a sport. You know, and you're playing with other people. So keeping themselves and others is safe is very important. Well, that should be about it for us on Sports Talk. This is Dookie on Facebook. William Coleman. Check us out on 2exposure.com. That's the number 2, xposu.com. On Facebook. You'll see us on other outlets soon in the near future, so just stay tuned. Thank you for checking us out. Feel free to reach out, chat, share, and review again, you know. And that's it. We're done.